Bonjour and welcome back to Cooking with the Cooks. This is the second episode of our special Alpine week. The cooks should be in the French Alps right now. Yesterday we did crepes, hope you enjoyed those. Today we're doing a French classic hearty dish. We're doing coq au vin, which is chicken in wine. Now I'm a bit worried about this because I know some French people are tuning into these, especially for the Yorkshire puddings. And whilst I'm here, a big hello to Mark Whitehead, all the way over in Australia, trying to get his Australian buddies to cook some Yorkshire puddings. So coming over, Soph, I'm just going to put some olive oil in the pan, about a tablespoon, and a little bit of butter as well to get it going. And then we're going to talk you through the ingredients. Now, people get stressed about cooking. Don't get stressed. If you get everything prepared before you start, you're not going to get stressed about it. So we've got chicken. I've got chicken drumsticks and chicken thighs, but you can use a whole chicken as well. You can cut it into small enough pieces. We've got some salt and pepper, some chopped carrots, we've got some small onions or shallots, a bit of olive oil we've just used, red wine, I thought I'd use a French Syrah, which is basically a Shiraz, chopped onion, bacon lardons, a little bit of flour, some herbs. I've got a bit of thyme and some bay leaves, and about half a litre of chicken stock. What we're going to do before we start then, is season the chicken, and it's basically, for want of a better phrase, a chicken stew. But we're going to add loads of flavour. Now the first thing we're going to do, excuse me Seth, is brown this chicken. The last thing you want, the last thing you want is soggy chicken at the end of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that, now that fat's hot, we're going to put the chicken pieces in and get them nice and crispy on the outside. Now, don't cook them all at once, do them in batches. Skin side down for the thighs. So we're looking for a nice golden brown finish. Come back in a couple of minutes and I'll talk you through what we do next. We've browned the chicken, we've got some nice colour on it. We're going to put our bacon or bacon lardons, about a cupful, whatever a cupful is. Get those in and let them start frying away. Now, we talked to you about the wine. Now, ideally, you'd have a nice Burgundy in here, maybe a decent Pinot Noir or something to put in. I've got French Shiraz, but turn that down a bit while it's cooking. But, and I don't suppose the French will thank me for saying this, if you don't like red wine, you can make this with white wine as long as it's a really dry white wine. Coq au Riesling, if you find a dry Riesling, is just as nice. But we're going to use red wine in the traditional way because, like I say, it's Alpine week. So we're just going to move the bacon around in the pan. Now what's happening in the pan at the minute, the bacon's going crispy and we've got a load of stuff stuck on the bottom from the chicken and from the bacon, and all that's flavour. So ideally we'd add some brandy very soon. I haven't got any brandy, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the wine. I've tried the wine just in case. It's okay to cook with. Always check your wine before you cook with it. So the bacon's been in just a minute, just crisping up. I'm going to add in the sliced onions and the carrots, and I've sliced some garlic. I'm going to throw that in as well. So onions, garlic and carrots in. Now you're going to want to cook those out for another couple of minutes. Until the onions go translucent, and then come back. Our onions have softened. What I'm going to do, in the absence of brandy, is add a little bit of red wine to this, just to get all that lovely flavour off the bottom of the pan. Now at this point, stand back, because you never know. It sometimes flames up, not in this case. So once you've done that, get your spoon in and get all that flavour, just have a look, so, all that flavour off the bottom of the pan. And that little bit of alcohol will lift it off. So what next? We're going to put our thyme and peppercorns in. And I've got a little bit of flour. Now this basically will just help thicken it up. So don't worry if it looks a bit lumpy at this point. Get the flour in and get it stirred up. It becomes a little bit gooey at this point. Have a look, so. But that flour at the end will just help give it a nice thick sauce. So, what we're going to do, we're going to put our stock in first. So half a litre of chicken stock goes in. going to give her another stir. Then we're going to return our chicken. So about 2 pieces of chicken per person should do on this dish. And we're going to let that simmer away for about 5 minutes. I've preheated the oven to 180. We're going to cook this for about an hour and a half. So you ideally need a pot that you can put in the oven. If you haven't got one of those, you can do it on the stove top. Just turn it down to a really low simmer and keep checking the chicken until it's done. So I've popped my chicken back in, 5 minutes without the wine. Then we're going to add the wine, pop the lid on and cook it in the oven. Come back in 5. Hello, right, this has been on for 5 minutes simmering away. I'm going to put some bay leaves in. If you haven't got them, you can get them dried. Luckily I've got some in the garden. Stick those in there, they'll give it a nice flavour. We're going to add our onions. Now, depending on how much you like onions, you can go over the top with those, but I'm just going to put about 10 in. They're small shallots. And the red wine. Now, this might seem extravagant, full bottle of red, but it doesn't look like I can get it all in. I might have to save that bit. So, get that back up to temperature. As soon as that starts simmering away, which won't take long, give it a good stir. Make sure that wine's fully incorporated. Stick it in the oven at 180 for about an hour and a half. And that's shallot. See what I've done there? It should come out really nice. We will make sure... Oh, one thing I'm not adding today is mushrooms. A, I didn't have any in, and it's not time for an essential shop yet. And B, the Cook family don't like mushrooms. If you were adding mushrooms to this, you'd saute them off in a bit of butter and add them about 10 minutes before the end of the cooking time. So you wouldn't put them in now to go all mushy and horrible. Wouldn't look very nice. But 10 minutes before, you can saute them in just butter or a bit of garlic butter if that's what you want. So I'm going to let that come back up to simmer, put the lid on, bob it in the oven, an hour and a half, come back and see how it looks. Right, welcome back, an hour and a half later. I'm just going to have a look, see how it's gone on inside. So come and grab this moment. So there we have it. I'm going to take a couple of pieces out. Chicken should be nice and soft and tender. We'll go a leg and the thigh. Now, what we want to do is make sure we get plenty of sauce on. It smells delicious. So I'm going to serve it with some mashed potato. And some broccoli. There we go. And then we're going to get some more of this sauce on. So, coq au vin. There we go. Got to make sure we get these carrots and onions on. And we're going to serve it with some fresh parsley. Look at that. Come in close, Soph. Get a look at that. So, coq au vin, an hour and a half in the oven. Not that easy to prepare, but well worth the wait. I'm sure it'll be delicious. We're all going to tuck into this now. So, tomorrow, French onion soup. You'll need 3 large onions, half a bottle of white wine. You'll need some thyme. You'll need a litre of beef stock. And we're going to serve it with a Gruyere crouton on the top, so some French bread and some cheese of your choice. See you tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay indoors, and keep cooking. Bye.